that the J Will and Mike Bibby transfusion. Jason was extremely talented and he was a risk taker with his flashy passes and his ability to get the crowd on their feet. Like, I ain't never seen one person electrify the crowds like he did. Now, because he was that risk taker, it drove Rick kind of crazy. Then Mike comes in. You got this point guard that knows how to settle everybody down, and he knows how to get the ball to the right guys in the right spots, and he's not flashy. Jay Will he was a crowd pleaser, and Mike, he was a game dominator.
Yo, once again, thank y'all again. This is Straight Game Pod. We are back. I got my boy Mike Bibby with a special guest this time, the one and only Bobby Jackson from the Sacramento Kings. Thank you, B Jack, for coming, bro.
Hey
Appreciate you,
man, thanks
brother.
for having me on. Thanks for having
Already.
me on.
Hey,
Yeah,
look,
for sure.
I'm gonna start it off with a story, with the first story that
Oh
I
man,
met.
you've been telling this story for fucking 50 years, bro.
Bobby, it happened. It happened. I gotta tell it, right? So I come into the locker room. You know, my first day in there, I see Bobby in there. You know, I'm like, he look about my age. So I'm like, hey man, what's going on? Bobby, good to meet you, man. You know, it's just, I got my kids. How many kids you got? He's like 9. I said, how old are you, man? He said, I'm 28. I said, damn. And that was like 2000. I thought he was like 22, 23 because I played against him in college. Something okay, he got to be around the same age. He didn't tell me they went to college for 7 years. So when he went to college, he's in college. Something okay, we're the same age. I'm 18. So he was. What were you in college? 23, Bobby?
Yeah. I
Damn.
graduated at 23.
Are you right?
I
You
got done at
graduated?
23.
They let you stay for the 7. They
You
let you.
exaggerating. You exaggerating right now. You, you, you exaggerating. Number one, I ain't got 9 kids. I got 5.
But look, Ty, what I'm saying in 2001, 5 is a lot. You know what I mean? So when he says that, something like, I look back, I said, how old are you? He's like, how old were you, Bob? Because I think you were 5 years older than me.
Yeah, I was 5 years older than you.
So when I came here, I was like 20, so probably 23. So yeah, he said 28, and I was like,
Yeah, I was like 27, 28.
ain't no way, bro. And me and Bobby, ever since the first day that I came in, man, we clicked, and everywhere we went, on the road, we'd go eat lunch, we'd go eat dinner, and I've always said from the start that Bobby was my best friend on the team. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
even now, you know what I mean? Just talking and like our our we have the same kids. We have 3 girls, the same exact age. Like they're all one, like the same age, Ty, like 24, 21, 16, like all the same age.
Yep.
It's just crazy.
Wow.
It's, yeah,
So I mean,
it's crazy how that happened. We didn't plan it though.
yo, yo. The first time I met Bobby, I was in Stockton as the head coach. And you just around the team and stuff, you kind of like fill in the plays. You know, most teams don't welcome the G League staff. But the one thing about Bobby that I respect, bro, he's been super cool, super professional, but he's been super real too. You know, and he welcomed me with open arms, man. And to see him take over when I left, to see his success with the G League, to see him on the bench with 76ers and now back home at SAC, bro, I'm super happy for you, dog. For real, for real.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I think that's what everybody should do, number one. When
Yep,
you come into a gym and you the G League, I think
yep,
everybody got to figure out how to embrace everybody
yeah,
because we all trying to learn and grow. Right?
yeah, yeah,
Clem Haskins taught me that a long time ago, man. Right? Just be able to give back and support the young coaches and the young players. So that just kind
yeah.
of stuck with me. when I was in college, and he kind of paved the way and gave me a lot of trinkets that I just took with me into to this day.
You holding your phone, Bobby? What you doing with it?
Nah, it's propped up against uh, the glass.
Say,
Well,
say,
still, at least you're prepared for the stuff, Bobby. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Listen, whatever I got to do to get it done, man. I'm
already.
So
I'm
You know
talk
what,
figuring it out.
BJ?
talk about
BJ, you know
Bobby.
what, bro? One thing that you was I never felt this from you is insecurities, bro.
Oh
Like
yeah.
like you were super confident in what you did and who you are, and that's not common at the NBA level with coaches, bro. Like you were so willing to help or just be you, man. Like talk about your journey, bro.
Man, I think that you make a great point, Ty, because like coming into this league and you're trying to be a coach, so many coaches are standoff.
Yep.
And they are scared that you're going to take their job.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, right, again, like Clem Haskins gave me some trinkets and was like you have a voice, you have a vision, you got leadership. Whenever you can lead and take people along with you, that just stuck with me, man. And so
Yeah.
whether I'm in a G, whether I'm here with the
Yep.
Kings, whether I'm in Philadelphia, if you need my help,
Yep.
I'm not insecure about me helping you out and you
Yep.
taking my job. But that's a big
Yep.
thing that you talked about.
Yep.
It's just rampant. But I would say a lot of guys um, don't really know how to help people out
Yep.
and give people the knowledge for them to be successful.
For
And
sure. For sure.
the crazy thing is, like Ty, the same way Bobby was with you were with me. You know what I mean? Like I met Ty um, at the NBA coaching program, and I asked like, hey, do you mind if I come in? He let me sit in on the practices, let me sit at the shoot arounds. I sat on the back of the bench in the at the G League game. You know what I mean? So it was like the only person that ever did that for me. You know what I mean? And like you said, people like even Bobby when I was even here, like I wanted me and my assistant coach when I was at the high school. I forget who was coaching here, and I said, "Hey, do you mind if we come take notes, like just to get some drills and stuff?" And Vladi told me like, "Hey, the coach doesn't like a lot of people in here."
Oh,
I
that
said,
was Jaeger. I
"It
know
was
who
Yep.
what's
that
name?"
was. That was Dave Yeager.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm like, come on, but I said, come on, Vladi, he with me. We just taking notes. Like he does. I don't know if I can do it, Mikey. So I was like, all right, so you got to make an appointment. So I said, all right. So I'm leaving tomorrow. Can he come and take some notes? Now he doesn't want anybody in the gym. You know what I mean? Just for the fact, just being from Sacramento, it was kind of like I don't want to say a slap in the face, but like, come on, man. Like we're just trying to get better, like you said, get better
Yeah.
and move along. And there's only certain people that will help you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like
Yeah,
you said, but they're afraid of getting their job took because I mean it's just so indispensable how the jobs are given away in the NBA. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you're paying three or
I,
four coaches at one time. You fire a head coach that you just extended this past summer. He got 5 more years, and you know what I mean. So it's like crazy shit like that, man.
yeah. I'm a feed off on that story. Like it didn't even happen to you. It happened to me, and I was on the staff.
Yeah. I
I was
remember
on
that.
somebody's staff, and they told me, "Hey, man, you can't come to our coaches meeting.
Yep.
Hey, man, I don't want you working guys out." Right. So
and, you,
I've been a
and you're
part of that,
coaching that team.
and I'm on the team.
Yep. I
I'm a
remember that.
player development coach, dog.
Yep. Yep.
Like,
Yep.
and for me, it was like, you know what? I'm gonna figure out how to make myself evolve into a much better coach. I couldn't go to the coaches meeting. I didn't have no scout reports. I didn't have a say so. Like I couldn't
Yep.
work out with guys. It was like,
So
hey,
what they have you
you stay,
doing?
bro. I was just floating.
Yep.
I was literally floating, and then as I'm floating, God, and I'm the only NBA guy on the staff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so guys just start to gravitate to me because as an NBA player, you know how to work guys out, you know the game,
Mm-hmm.
and you know I didn't even have to ask guys to come work me out. And it was like, hey, you working me out. I can't work with him.
Yep. Yep.
And it kind of override what that coach was saying at the time. And guys just started coming to me and was like, man, I can't work with him. He ain't never played basketball before.
Yep. Yeah, you know what's so crazy about that, BJ? I think Doug was doing TV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me that when I would come to practice from time to time, but the one thing you never did was bitch and complain about it. Like
No.
you always kept a jovial, happy spirit, and you just focused on you getting better and bringing value. So to see you and Doug back together, it's crazy how God works, bro. And that's super dope, man.
He
Man, it
should have
is.
never
It's a
left
blessing.
Sacramento in the first place.
Yeah, I know.
Like you can't get rid of. I mean, we were on the best teams. We were on the best team that the Kings have ever had, man. Like if you have guys that are in that position, you got to bring them back, man. Like
Yeah.
especially like I said, to see Bobby with Doug, it's gonna be crazy. Even with Woody, I don't know if you met Woody yet, but that's a crazy.
I met him. Hey, listen, we had a long conversation yesterday. He said, let me tell you something about me, young man. I'm from the hood and I'm from the ghetto. And I don't give a fuck. I listen, I start dying laughing.
Man,
Bro,
you gonna love him, man. Some people don't like him. I love him, man. I seen him getting out the car the other day. He tried to get out like he wanted some action. I said, Woody, you're in my city now, my second city right now. I'll send somebody over here to come get you. You better chill out. He just started laughing. But I mean, that Woody, you gonna see like he's good he's good as far as like a player's coach. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what his role is going to be with you guys, but I mean, you're going to like it, man. You're going to like it for
it's
real.
a lot. Listen, honestly, it's a lot of knowledge there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And if me and the other assistant coaches and the PD guys not trying to figure that out, he has a lot of knowledge in a lot of years being in this league. So why wouldn't we want to just go
Yeah.
into his office and sit down with him? I'm running the defense. Mike Miller is running the offense, and then Woody is kind of overseeing everything. And he gonna have his hands in everything because of his knowledge and his experience. Like I'm gonna be the first to tell you, like whatever he wants to do, I'm gonna go to his office and be like, hey yo, how you think we should play this? How you think we
Hmm.
should do this?
Yeah.
Because his experience alone trumps everything that we've accomplished in this league. But at the end of the day, it's about what we need to accomplish as a team. So
Yep.
like he's gonna be an integral part of what we do, like in the knowledge and the experience and his success that he's had, whether it's in college and the NBA, that's just gonna carry over to us.
You know what he's good at? He has great X's and O's. Like he has his X's and O's. Like I don't even know if the kids can comprehend how much like the plays that he runs. He used to have me hit the wing, goes to the cross screen, comes to the back screen for Josh Smith, and come back off a screen off of Al that I just set the cross screen for to get a jump shot. Shit worked every time. We ran it. We ran it every play to start the game. And I mean, shit like that just get your mind like thinking. Like he always gave us 3 plays to start the game. You know what I mean? I don't know how they do it now, Bobby. I ain't been in the NBA, but
You know, guys can only function on two right now.
so Bobby, tell us how. I mean, you were here in the G League. Tell us how you kind of got here. So it's kind of start from how you got here from the first
Okay.
time you started coaching in the years and stuff.
Man, it was like I retired in '09. I went into the front office for like 2 years where I did scouting. I started coaching like in 2012. And I joined Keith Smart's staff and Paul Westfall's staff, and I was on the front of the bench. But I can tell you this: I didn't know nothing about being an assistant coach when I retired.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea, had no clue. So my first 3 years on the bench, like I'm trying to still figure it out. I didn't know the preparation, the meetings, and how to build an identity. Like my first 3 years, I didn't know nothing about that.
And you were in
So come,
Sacramento. You were in
yeah,
Sacramento
in
the first
Sacramento.
3 years.
I'm working with the Sacramento Kings,
Okay.
right? And as a player, you got a bunch of ideas, but I didn't know how to put it on paper. I didn't know how to
Mm-hmm.
organize it. I didn't know how to organize, you know, right, a practice plan, right, scheduling meetings, right, player development. I didn't know how like ATOs, how to draw up an ATO. I didn't know none of that. So it took me some time. Like, some people learn faster than others. And I was one that learned really, really slow.
We know
Um,
you were at college at 27, Bobby. We know.
hey, listen, I wasn't fortunate to come out as a freshman
No,
and
no,
win a
I'm not. I'm
national
not.
championship. I had to go to school for 5 years, my man.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying. I'm not knocking you by no means. I'm just stating the obvious. Go. Sorry to interrupt you.
And that's the reason why I had a lady writing all my papers at the University of Minnesota. Hey,
Statute of
listen,
limitations is up, huh? You
They gonna
good.
take
ne-
your Final Four away.
hey, that shit is not even up. They took that shit all the way down,
Yeah. All right. Sorry to interrupt you, Bobby. Go. Keep going.
but it's all good. So yeah, man, those first 3 years, I didn't know anything. Then I actually end up leaving SAC and going to Minnesota with Rick Alleman, and I was on his staff for a couple years. And then I started to formulate. I met his son David Adams, who's the head coach now,
Mhm.
and like he kind of sit me down and he kind of explained stuff to me. Really smart, understands the game at a high level. Been around the game for a long time, right? And then I started formulating my own game plans, my own philosophy, my own identity, how I wanted to do things. And then I came back to SAC, and I get into player development, and this is like 2000. I went to Minnesota for 14 through 16 and came back 17. And then I had got into player development. And that was when it was, I think it was Dave Yeager. And then it was Luke. I worked with Dave Yeager and then Luke. Um, I was around for George Carl, but I wasn't on the court. So I just had that I had that responsibility to work with those guys, and I kind of learned a lot. Like Dave Yeager is really smart. Luke Walton's really smart. So you start to formulate your own ideas. And for me, I always tell all these young coaches that's around the game, like start writing stuff down that you like and you don't like. Whether it's offensively, whether it's defensively, whether it's how practices are run, right? Tweak it and say, hey, I would do this rather than what we're doing right now. And like for me, that kind of made me kind of more see the game at a more higher level, and it allowed me to be more detailed, right? And I
Yeah.
was and for me, it like when I took over as the head coach for the G League team, the first year was hard, like because I didn't know what I was doing. Like I had an idea of what I wanted to look like, but the hardest thing for me, and Ty, you know this, is
Yeah.
those 30-second timeouts.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to draw up a play, and you halfway through the play.
Yeah. Right.
Like
Right.
it literally took me like a couple months to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, and so then I went to practice. I said, you know what? We just gonna have already our ATOs. We're gonna run
There
our
you go.
ATOs out of timeouts, and we're gonna drill them in practice. So when the timeout comes, this is what we run. I'm just gonna put a play call to it.
Yep.
Like, but it was a longer time. I was a minute and a half. I had time to draw up a play, but the 30 seconds, man,
It's fast.
it was like a
Yeah.
bunch of scribble scrabble on that board,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
had no idea. Then the guys would go out. I'm like, oh, well, just run push. it
Yep. Yep.
wasn't like the first couple months. It wasn't even a play ran
Yep.
because
Yep.
it was just too fast, and that was something that I had to kind of get adapted to it. And then my first year I struggled, and my second year it kind of came a little bit easier because I started organizing detailed things a little bit earlier in practice and running things so we didn't have to spend a lot of time on drawing up a play. But
Yeah.
that's pretty much it, man. I went from the G, then after my G League, we was really good. After my second year in the G League, we was really good. Philadelphia reached out. I think it was good for me, just for me to see something different, but also somebody give me a different shot at being on that coaching staff. And then I learned a lot from Nick Nurse.
Yeah.
Super talented, super bright, understands the game at a high level, right? And then I just came back. Doug took the job, and he offered me the second assistant job, and want me to be the head of the. He want me to be the head on the defensive side of the ball, and so I was like, I can't turn that down.
Yeah. 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 That's super dope, man. I don't know if you know B Jack, but I'm in a W now.
Yeah, I seen you with the Aces.
Yeah, yeah, man. And
Yeah,
bro, it's been super refreshing to come
yeah,
into the gym and I can be me. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like
what
I
it's all
can
about.
man, like our coach is Becky Hammond, super dope,
Uh
extremely
huh.
bright, brilliant basketball mind. But
Yep.
most importantly, man, she cares. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? She cares about the small details. She cares about us, our families, and I'm extremely grateful. And it's always good to work for somebody who knows you and who care about you. So, like, I think y'all gonna be super dope. Y'all gonna have a great staff, and man, y'all gonna really turn this thing around. And now you got
Yeah.
Mike. Mike is there. Like the whole gang is almost there now. You
Man,
know what I'm
we
saying?
are here. We are definitely here. And I would say this about Doug. Like, since I've been here, I like my summers. Like, I like to get out and I like to golf. Like,
Yeah,
these last 2 weeks working with him, I'm like, bro, he is on his shit.
yeah,
Like, he got us coming up with pillars and styles of play and DNAs, and he's like, "Yo, I want you to. This is how I want it done. I need you to map it out for me." And I'm like, "Bro, it's June." I'm like, "It's June, bro. We can get this done in September, like the first of September." Man, he ain't playing. So
yeah,
we in the office and we locked in. That's what I love about DC. Right? You know DC, he's very detailed, he's very organized, and he wanna prove people wrong.
yeah,
Like I can complain about the work right now, but I know the vision that he
yeah,
wants for the team and for the city,
yeah,
right? And so
yeah,
it's been a privilege and an honor just to be. And I've been in the office for like the last 2 weeks, and
yeah.
I feel like some weight just off my shoulders. Like I
Mm,
feel at home, and I
yeah,
feel good being around people that want to see
yeah,
me be successful and have
yeah,
some success, but also give me some responsibilities as a coach.
yeah,
So now you have a little leverage when you step on the floor. Like some
yeah,
coaches don't want you talking. Some coaches don't want you step on
yeah,
the floor running the drill. Because guess what? They're intimidated by that. Not
yeah.
DC. He's like, bro, I'm gonna let you grow. I'm gonna let you develop because I know what you got. So for me,
That's love.
that's huge, man. That's
Yeah,
huge, bro.
and even the passion that Doug has, so because I did a lot of the TV games um, with Doug, and I mean, you know how Doug is, Bobby. He almost they had to hold him back on one of the games. I said, Doug, who you was about to go fight? He said, I mean, I was about to go bust that motherfucker's ass. He know I ain't the one. I told him I
That's
ain't
how
the
he
one.
talk.
I said,
That's
Doug,
how
you
he
can't
talk.
do that, man. But
yeah,
That's
yeah.
his
That's
passion is
how he
crazy,
talk,
though, man.
man. And you know
Y'all
me,
gonna,
that's how I talk.
yeah,
It's just refreshing to
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
in the office like, what up, motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that to everybody.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's the
Like
yeah,
way it's
so that's
supposed to
refreshing
be.
for us just to
yeah.
have that.
What's so crazy about it is I can't wait to see how you guys' identity is shown on the court. Typically, the defensive teams like they take on the identity of the coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's gonna be dope. Have a quick question about the Pacers, bro. From a
Oh.
small market, How exciting is that for you guys to see that man just put the work in?
I wish
You
they
know
would
what
have
I'm
Man, it's
cared
saying?
too.
about the small market back in 2001,
Yeah,
2002. There'd be a fucking championship in Sacramento right now. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead, Bob. Sorry to cut you off. I had to say that. I had to say that.
I was gonna. Hey, listen. I was gonna piggyback. I was gonna say something, but you had already beat me to the punch.
I
Nah, you know what?
said,
It's good for the NBA though, man.
yeah,
Like to have two small market teams. That's you know what the biggest thing for me that I'm catching, like they competing
yeah,
and they play. They got guys that nobody like really wanted. That's putting a
yep,
blueprint on the game. Right. So I love what OKC and Indiana is doing. They got some hard nosed guys that just go out there and lay it on the line. I mean, I think whoever's bench is the best, that's who's gonna
yeah,
win the series, I think.
Mhm.
Right? Indiana bench was better than OKC's
yeah,
bench last night. Right? And it wasn't even close. So
Mhm.
yeah,
whoever's second unit bench is the best because we know what starter's gonna do
yeah,
right? And I think that's for me, that's going to be the tall tale sign on who wins the series. And Indiana has been balling, and they are not scared of anything.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy to
yeah,
see. You see these kids. You see them go up to the like on the panel. It's like even if they lost, the shit don't bother them. You know what I mean? Like I said, they're up there like, yeah, man, shit, well, what I mean, by that shit used to eat us up when we lose. Like
Man,
the shit is crazy, but like the same thing last year or 2 years ago. I was like, Doug, Doug, who you working out? And he's like, we're working out. I'm working out Sabonis. I'm like, cause I was like, you working Fox? He's like, no, I'm working out Sabonis. I said, they got you working the center out, but Doug, and he was like, yep. I was just like, okay, I see where this is going, but
yeah, man, that's what they do.
man,
They
so
don't
so
want you working with the guards, man. They want to throw you with they want to throw you with a power forward, and you ain't even play the power forward position.
yeah.
the
Yo, I got a quick another question about Philly. How was that experience? You know, not necessarily pointing out people or calling people out, but to have the expectations and then to go through that type of season. What did you learn from it? Watching Nick kind of handle that particular pressure from the city, but what can you bring to Sacramento from your experience?
Man, that was probably year one. We had a couple injuries. Right, and I think we made the playoffs. We made it to the play-in, and the only injury we had year one was Joel.
Yeah.
Then year two, it got really bad because Joel only played 22 games,
mm,
Mm.
and then PG only played like 30 games. Right,
Wow.
so your two best players that you really are depending on and you gel with in training camp, now they're missing a lot of games. So
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie, it was really rough and it was hard. Like it was a tough transition for us throughout that process
Yeah.
because we had probably had the most different lineups for the 82 game season. We probably had like 50 something different lineups a
mm.
night.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you like just think about that. Like trying to figure out how, and we know we played and we coached. Like you got to have some type of like chemistry. You got to understand what I got to understand what Mike can do. I got to understand when I can give him the ball. What's his favorite move? Like it was like the first day of school.
Mhm.
Like so, the process was hard. It was frustrating, but the guys continued to fight hard and play hard, right? Even though we was undersized and undermatched. I can say this about Philly: they love their fans. I mean, they love their teams.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if you ain't doing right, if you ain't playing your ass off, you gonna get booed out the arena.
That's what I was
Really.
about to ask. I know they was giving them
Yes.
the business. I
Nah,
know they
they
were giving them the business.
man, they don't play. They don't
Wow.
play when it comes to their teams. Like it was a lot of added stressor because the Eagles had won the Super Bowl and they was
Yep.
really good. And then they come watch us play and we getting drugged by 20 and they like boo. So but I would say I think Nick did the best that he could with what he had.
Yeah.
Like, especially when your best players only played 22 and 30 something games, it's kind of tough to win. So now you got your role players stepping in, trying to play starter minutes. And guess what? That's too many minutes for them,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? They get run
Yeah.
down, they get hurt, they get tired, they get exhausted, they get fatigued. They can't remember a play. So it was a lot of it was it was a lot of ups and downs, but I think the guys understood where we was at and they continued to
Yeah.
fight.
So man, let's reminisce a little bit. Let's go back to times
Uh-oh.
when we were in Sacramento. Just just how close knit the team was, and how things were run, how practice was, and just how we were on off the court.
Oh man, it ain't like that no more, Mike.
what,
It
what
ain't,
you mean?
it ain't like that no more. And I'm a firm believer in the closer your team is on the court and off the court, the more successful you're going to be.
Hmm.
I, like it's tough. Like just being in the league, this is like year 15 for me. Like overall,
Hmm.
like, and I've seen the dynamics change dramatically.
Mm.
Like, look, literally, guys don't like to talk to each other. Right?
Damn.
Guys got their own circles. They don't communicate on the floor. Right? They don't know how. You know how we be like, "Hey, man, pass the fucking ball, man. You got to defend." Like, you know how we be in
Yeah.
practice. It ain't none of that.
Damn.
Like, and it's a different league, and it shouldn't be the same. But the one thing I could say, I wish guys would communicate more and go spend time with each other more to
Hmm.
get to
Mm.
really know each other because everything is individualized right now.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know what's so crazy about that, real quick? Not to cut you off, Mike. I'm sorry, but what you just described is the opposite of what we see of OKC and Indiana. You can tell that those two teams really mess with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they vibe though, and they
Yeah.
and they talk about it. Really
Yeah.
good teams that you got to spend time with each other, man.
yeah.
It might tell
Yeah.
you we'll go out, we'll go have dinner, we'll go to the club, we'll go to some game or we'll go see a show. Like we just spent time with each other. If somebody was doing something with their charity, like we showed up.
Yeah.
Lottie opened up his little spot, guess what? We showed up. Chris opened
Hmm.
up his spot, guess what? We showed up.
Yeah.
Right? If I had a golf tournament with my foundation, guess what? They showed up.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the biggest thing that guys don't understand what success needs to have is you got to build a brotherhood and you got to build a friendship that's going to allow it to carry on the floor.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And then again, I think everything is individualized. I think guys are dope and like they're good people. They're just missing the social life
Yeah.
and the
Like social
communication
skills.
side of it that
Yep.
that allows their friendships to go to another level.
Yep.
That changed with kind of like the social media, like you don't have to go anywhere to meet anybody no more. You go on
Nope.
social media, you can just meet people on Instagram, TikTok, however you want to meet them. So like even with us, Bobby, like we used to fuck around a lot. Like everything was a joke to us. Like everything
Yeah,
was like we'd fucking kill each other, but then we
man.
knew it was all love at the end. I gave Bobby a plaque, right? So I'm because our lockers were next together in the arena, right? So I looked down at his feet and I was like, damn. So I forget. Somehow I got a picture. I don't even know if they had camera phones back there. Somehow I got a
Nah,
picture,
you ain't got
right?
no camera phones, dog. There ain't no camera
How did I take
phone.
the picture?
No, somebody you had like a little Polaroid. And
Yeah.
you had Rob take the picture of my feet and you posted shit in my locker, motherfucker.
So I blew it up. I put on the plaque and everything. I said it's the worst feet ever. And just put it in his locker. You know what I mean? This is the shit that we just laugh about. You know, we laugh about it, talk shit, and it was
Yeah.
over with. But you know what I mean? The thing with us, I think with what Webb kind of trickled down for everybody. I mean, at least when I got there, I don't know what it was like before I got there, Bobby, but like, Webb's like one of the very few superstars that I've seen that would, hey, my fault. I fucked up.
Mm.
Won't happen again. He's one of the very few superstars that I've seen do that. So I think it kind of trickled down to everybody else, and we knew our roles. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Bobby could have started on any fucking team in the NBA. And
Yeah.
he was fine with coming off the bench. I mean, the motherfucker got that bitch up. He was gonna get that bitch up in the air, but he had a good role. You know, what I mean, like it's kind of like I think Malik Monk is kind of like the same way with Bobby. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
his niche, like sixth man of the year. I thought Malik might should have got it maybe a year or two ago, but I kind of compare him to Bobby because he goes in, he jump starts the team, he gets them going with his aggressiveness and scoring. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when they started him, I'm looking like, who's going to bring that off the bench now? You know what I mean? It was kind of like the same thing Bobby did. Bobby going there, ain't see a shot. He didn't like Ty. There was not one time. And they talking about how many assists. And Bobby ain't never had no damn assists. Ain't no way.
I'm gonna give you
It
about
wasn't
two or
his job,
three.
Mike. It
I'm
Huh?
gonna
wasn't his
give you
job,
about
man.
two or three.
And
That's about it.
it was good when he came in because I never had to play. I mean, because they put him to play defense. That's why I always said I never really had to play defense. We got him, we got Doug, so I was good. I was good over there on the guard position, man.
You know, the crazy
That's
thing we had doing our like we used to have a little bet who can get to 10 points. Remember that? We used to say who can get to 10 points the fastest.
You ain't beating Bobby because as soon as he come in, he
Bro,
get his nuts out.
we had a little bit who can get to 10 points the fastest every
wow.
Yeah.
game. We
Y'all
were trying to
betting.
get 10 points in the first quarter, in the first
Hey,
half. We were trying to get
y'all
10 points
boys are
in the first
thirsty.
quarter, in the first half. I was trying to get 10 points in 3 minutes because I
And,
knew when
and,
I was coming in the game.
and it's hard too because you got all the people that want to score. Doug really took his time and did what he needed to do. But when you got me, Paige, Bobby, Webb, you got Hito coming in and think
Yeah,
he's the Jordan from where he's from. You know what I mean? So everybody coming in trying to score. But the thing is, I'm saying this time, but I've always said this too. No matter what, it didn't matter who scored. Like we wanted to win. And I remember
Yeah.
coming to this team. Like I told you, my first year in Sacramento, I won more games than 3 years in Vancouver. So coming in, I could see like people sacrifice what they're doing to win. You know what I mean? Like I said, Bobby
Yeah.
could have started our whole second group probably could have started anywhere in the league that year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'd
Yeah.
have battles. We'd have battles every day in practice. They would beat the shit out of us a lot too. You know what I mean? It was just
Yeah.
competitive. When you're going against those type of guys that had the passion for the game and playing together, playing the same way, it was good to be around. I think
Yeah.
Doug's going to bring that kind
How about
of
this
stuff
question?
back.
Oh, BJ, before y'all, Mike came in and White Chocolate left, Jason Williams. What was y'all expectations? I mean, y'all losing Jason, bro. But Jason had the league by storm with his flashiness, and he was a good
yeah,
ass
yeah,
player.
yeah.
But when Mike coming, what was the expectations losing Jason and bringing in Mike?
Oh man, that's a really good question because nobody's ever asked that question before. But to go back to Mike, I
Okay.
think the reason why we had a lot of success, like Rick Alderman did a great job of putting us in our spots, and we drilled the hell out of our offense every single day, right?
Mm,
So the reason why we were successful, he explained our roles to us. He was like, "I know you want to start, but you can't start. I need you to come off the bench." He understood what
yeah.
coaching and leadership was. So just to go back
Yep.
to my question, Man, like the J Will and Mike Bibby uh transfusion. Um Jason was extremely talented and he was a risk taker. I mean, extremely risk taker. Like with his flashy passes and his ability to get the crowd on their feet. Like I ain't never seen one person electrify the crowds like he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, because he was that risk taker, it drove Rick kind of crazy, you
Mm.
know. And then Mike comes in. You got this. You got this point guard that knows how to settle everybody down, and he knows how to get the ball to the right guys in the right spots, and he's not flashy, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that was the difference between those two guys. Jay Will was he was a crowd pleaser, and Mike, like he was a game dominator. Like he controlled the
Mm.
game in every aspect of the game. Not saying that Jay Will didn't. I think Jay Will took more risk, whether with the flashy passes, right, with the behind the backs, like with the crazy lobs, with the long threes from half court, like. And I think it took. I think Rick lost some hair.
Yeah.
He lost some hair. So Rick was like, shit, I gotta get me a point guard that fucking know how to run the team that's gonna be solid. He gonna make the right pass and he gonna give me 20 points a night.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So I think that was the reason why the transfusion and those guys changed positions because and I love Jay Will and I love Mike. I think the flashiness of Jay Will and Mike's steady play allow us to be a little bit more better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing coming in here too, like I didn't know what to expect. Like the same thing, go coming in for Jay Will, and I remember my agent came in. He's like, you don't when you come in, David Falk. He was like, when you come in, you don't have to do nothing crazy. You don't have to do nothing special. Just fit in. They're already a good team. Just go in there and play your game. You ain't gotta go in there and average 20, 25 points. Go in there, fit in, and things will work out for itself. And I mean, like I said, I came in, just played. I mean, there was games I had under 10 points and stuff like that, but we were winning. And I mean, I remember somebody saying like when you win, everybody looks good from the top to the bottom. And I mean, just coming here it was a change for me. It kind of rejuvenated my career, and I was happy to be here. You got a friend with Bobby that we known for 20 plus years, and our families are close, and so just coming out here changed everything, man. And like we'd be on the plane playing in between every year, every flight. Everybody losing thousands of dollars. Bloody just sitting in the middle, man. Remember Bobby?
Man,
Did the
that
whole
nigga
thing.
win all the money
Chopped
every
your
single
ass.
time, man.
He
What
chopped
was
your
y'all
ass.
playing?
Huh?
In
What
between. It's called in
what game
between.
y'all was playing? Oh, in between. I ain't never heard that
Yeah, it's called
before.
in between. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they got some rules. You play two cards down, and you try to guess the next card if it's in between. But if it
Oh.
hits one of the cards that's face up, you owe whatever's in the pot. You owe double.
So what's the biggest pot you guys seen won?
Oh, people used to get their ass chopped up in there, Ty.
I can tell you the
Don't say
biggest part I
names.
done
Don't say
lost.
names, but a number. What's the biggest number?
What do you think, Bobby?
The biggest number I lost was 60,000. And
Dang.
I had to walk into Trump Plaza singing Who Let the Dogs Out because I didn't want to pay it with no clothes on. I had my boxers and my tank top on, and I lost
And
it to fucking Bloody Diva.
and you had to see who let the dogs out.
I sang Who Let the Dogs Out, and my guys was behind me singing who, and, 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 and it was cold. Like it was
What city was
like
this? New York?
New York.
Wow.
Listen, so I was like, yo, I ain't gambling that much no more. I was like, I ain't playing in between no more. Nah, man.
uh,
What about you, Mike?
I don't even remember, man. It was just because that was like in my beginning stages of gambling, so I wasn't really in there. But when I saw how much fun they was having, I don't remember how much I lost, but it was just a fun, man. It's a game. Like you get your hopes up, you think you're gonna win, and you just crack the whip on your ass, and now you owe double. Now, if you get an ace, how much was it, Bobby? If you come up, you got an ace come up, because if an ace come up first, you got to call either low or high,
Yeah.
because the second ace is always
When the
high.
ace came up, you was happy because you could say high or low.
Uh huh.
But if the same card come out, you gonna get smacked in the head. You gonna get hit over the head with a double.
but
Dang.
but what happens when you do an ace, low, high ace, and get an ace in the middle?
Oh, the whatever the first one is, that the first card is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Like you turn it over an ace, and then the you can say low, and then
Mm-hmm.
another ace come. It can be high. It's gonna be a high ace, so you can go from anything between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to a king, and then if it hits in between, you win the money. But if another ace comes out,
Bye, yeah.
bye
It's
y'all. See
over.
you later.
We had fun on
yo,
those trips, man.
I was just thinking about this, bro. You guys left such an impactful mark on the city of Sacramento, and I didn't realize it until I was living there coaching for the Stockton Kings. Like generations and generations of fans. And now, Doug Christie, B Jack, you guys are part of the leadership for the Sacramento Kings now, and Mike is leading Sac State. Have y'all thought about
Crazy.
that or talked about that?
We haven't
No,
talked
I
about
think it just
it. It
no.
took
We
too
haven't talked
long.
about it at
Shit.
all.
What you say?
It took too long. Shit. This just should have happened a long time ago, man. Shit. Like I said, they just like I said before, man. There's no reason for like I'm in the college ranks right now, but like Bobby and Doug and for what they did for this team, for them to be on a different coaching staff, man, it's crazy. Like that shit,
Yeah,
it's common sense
yeah,
for whatever
yeah,
role they have to be here. Like there's no reason why
yeah,
Bobby should have had to go somewhere else to coach.
yeah,
Bobby should have a
yeah.
lifetime deal in Sacramento. Doug should have
Right,
a
right.
lifetime deal in Sacramento just for the stuff that they brought to the team, how they changed the team over. They're part of that group.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's a super dope, man. So B Jack, all the SAC fans that are watching, what can they expect this upcoming season? And the same question for you, Mike.
Number one, I'm gonna just say, I think me and Doug are defensive minded guards.
Yep.
Like we're going to be way much better defensively. I think we're putting a lot of emphasis on picking up the ball 94 feet and pressuring and being physical and hitting first. But we got to get the right personnel to play that style of basketball. And I think Scott Perry is going to do that. But we still going to come in with that mindset of, we're going to hit first. We're gonna touch you. You're gonna feel us. We're gonna play fast. We're gonna play exciting basketball. So I think it's gonna be a new era of how to play the game the right way with physicality and pose our will.
Yeah, yeah. How about you, Mike?
Yes, we're going to be a defense oriented team. But I want to score a lot of points. I want to play fast too. We're going to be playing small a lot. We're going to have maybe 4 point guards in there at one time with one big. And our big be like a 6'8" guy. That's not really a center. So I want to kind of push that envelope, try to get this thing going, use our athleticism against some of these guys in this conference, and just like I said, play defense, man. We're gonna play defense. I didn't learn your defense yet, Ty. I'm still kind of running our old defense that we ran kind of at the high school and stuff where, rotate
Yeah,
over and stuff like that. But when I get you on my staff, we're going to implement it.
there you
I'm
go.
going to put but I'm going to wait till you get there. I'm not even going to try to do nothing without you there. But we've had the kids for a week, and it's just crazy how much these kids, no one teaches these kids like how to
Mm.
rotate over or close out or do something simple like that. But I mean, we're teaching these kids, and it's not just roll the ball out there and play. So
Yeah. But say, man, on behalf of me, I'm super excited, bro, to be a part of this podcast and to have B Jack on. B Jack, for real, man. I'm so happy for you, bro. I'm so happy for Doug, and most importantly, my boy Mike, man. Mike has been grinding for a long time, man. And to see
Yeah.
y'all in the position y'all are in now, shouts out to Sacramento for doing the right thing. It's about damn time. But this wraps up our episode of Straight Game. To all the fans out there, text us. I'm not text us, but send us messages, man. Like, what do y'all want to see? Who do y'all want to who do y'all want to see on the podcast? Thank y'all so much. Like, subscribe, comment, all of the above, man. BJ, once again, bro, thank you very much,
appreciate
dog,
it,
and good
guys.
luck.
Look,
All right,
that's
man.
how,
Thanks for having.
we also used to go like when they put the Sacramento movie out, right? We got who we're gonna play our parts, right? So I got the cast. He said Vin Diesel's gonna play my part, and
Yeah, you Vin Diesel all day.
Wesley Snipes gonna play his.
All day.
Who
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
Chris?
We didn't figure that out yet. We just figured our two spots out. We gonna figure that out later on.
What is it? Morris Chestnut?
He too short though. He too
Huh?
short.
Hey, we get him some
Yeah, but you can use the camera to look at do different angles and stuff. So
Yeah, okay.
we gonna figure it
How
out,
about
man.
Vlade, Peja,
Oh man.
or Doug?
What's the
Who gonna be Doug?
what's the guy?
Doug.
I just had Vladi in my head too. Was that
Uh, who
we
who gonna be light skinned Doug?
we ain't thought that far. We've always
Yeah,
I
we
used
ain't thought that far. We just talked about us too.
All
always
right,
used to
bet.
Yeah,
call him
yeah.
Wesley Snipes. He always used to call me Vin Diesel. So but he was Wesley
Ah,
Snipes and Blade when he had on
Yeah,
all
yeah,
black. That's that Bobby.
oh
He
yeah, I
for
was
played.
with the
sure.
sniper Halloween this past year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Straight game.